The Astros are looking for vengeance versus the Rangers.
I'm vengeance.
That's the worst line of that movie.
No, it's not. That movie's great. And how dare you disparage the Batman, the second best Batman movie of all time.
It's the rest of the movie's great, but the I Am Vengeance doesn't do it for me.
Vengeance. And guess what? We are all vengeance today as the Astros invade South Oklahoma to reestablish to those people that, yeah, the Rangers might have won the World Series, but the Astros, they won the Silver Boot.
That's all that matters.
And they put it in their ass last year at every game at that awful stadium they play in.
Best moments, worst moments from the Rangers series last year, whether it's the regular season, the postseason. It's so hard to ignore the obvious best moment. It's the Altuve homer.
Game 5. We were all at East River 9 when that happened.
Thursday.
It was a hell of a party. And you thought in that moment the series was over. The Astros had taken a 3-2 series lead. Just win one game at Minute Maid Park. Hopefully, Fromber won't screw it up in Game 6. If he does, no way Christian Javier screws it up in Game 7. But that moment right there, that was one of the more enjoyable moments that I've had as a sports fan in the last 5 years that did not include a championship of some sort.
Yeah, if that would have been that moment, if the Astros would have got it together and gone on to beat the Diamondbacks in the World Series, that's one of the top moments of the Astros dynastic run. I would say.
100%. I mean, to come back from down 2-0 and to win a game like that, where you have guys who are stepping in to set Jose Altuve up, specifically John Singleton, the greatest walk of all time. Yeah, it was great. And it is a shame that things obviously at Minute Maid Park unfolded in a way that we've become rather accustomed to.
Yeah, that's the worst. I think that's the worst. Just the way they... Just
I like that Game 7 was over so quick.
That was a positive.
One positive.
They didn't drag it out. You know, you didn't lose in dramatic fashion. You didn't get walked off to watch the Rangers go to the World Series. You just got pummeled.
In that Game 7, broke my sober October because some of the people, specifically on the Twitch, were peer pressuring me to drink because they felt that the Astros' struggles were because I had not drank a drop of alcohol in October.
I mean,
but then I had a margarita, and then for $700, thanks Biden, and then the Astros proceeded to give up more runs.
Is sober October something that you often partake in?
Nope. I had a bad experience in Las Vegas, and I thought to myself, Paul needs to clean his life up.
Yeah.
So I just took a month off in the most heavy drinking month of the year. But then, then I was back in.
Okay.
It's October 23rd.
So we're not expecting a sober October.
That'll never happen again. It was a horrible choice.
Sean, would you say that Paul was more or less irritable during sober October last year?
It's hard to tell. The same amount of irritable.
Okay.
Just no change in irritability.
But that's good.
Still a 10.
That's probably still a good thing.
Consistent.
That there's no change, right?
Consistent.
Yes, that's good.
Yeah, just
I would have liked to be less, but no, it's good.
But it's like if it was so much better when he was sober, there'd be like red flag there a little bit.
That'd be sad. I think I would have had to have a conversation with him.
Yeah, especially after yesterday. I'm dropping some truths on you.
Thank God his life didn't improve when he was sober.
Yeah. I still hate my life when I was sober just as much as I do when I drank. So how about that?
What are some of your best and worst moments from the Rangers Astros series and games last year?
Well, I mean, the massacre in Arlington in early September, where I did kill off the Rangers. Whoops, my bad, guys. But, I mean, the Astros did beat them 39-10. And they had put on those stupid Letterman jackets, and I thought to myself, yeah, they're Houston Texaning themselves. They think that they've got it done, and now they're going to blow it. And for them to just beat the absolute crap out of the Rangers over those 3 games, with the addition of, thanks to Fubo TV, which is definitely a highway robbery, at least I can get Rangers broadcast for some reason. So I was able to watch the Rangers the Astros abusing the Rangers with Rangers broadcast team for Bally Sports Southwest being very, very sad. Sean, I believe we have like a selection of some of the best, and maybe we can just play this all show long. Because, yeah, the Rangers are World Series champions, but remember, they were very pouty for much of last year, especially when the Astros played them.
A 6-run seventh for Houston spoiled the party. This one hit well. Right field. Garcia back near the wall. Leaps, and that one is gone. Dubon has homered for a second time today.
Doobie do it.
I said it earlier, where would they be this year without Mauricio Dubon? May not have needed him today. This ball's hit well. Out to center. That one's gone. Jose Altuve has a multi-homer game. 13-5.
I think there was a period of about 45 seconds. And if I'm not mistaken, Garcia may have gotten injured in one of those moments, too. He ran into the wall super hard.
That sounds familiar.
The broadcast, when the Astros start beating up, if you have Fubo TV, I encourage you to watch the Rangers broadcast when the game starts to get out of hand. Because I do feel very good about the Astros' chances in Arlington. For whatever reason, they just play outstanding baseball there.
Yeah, it's funny that they play so bad at home, or at least offensively, since last September, really, in a lot of ways, honestly. And then on the road in a ballpark that is a really, like, just piss poor replica of Minute Maid, they crush it.
But it's not even a replica of Minute Maid, because Minute Maid has the cool left field giant window, you know?
Yeah.
The Ranger Stadium is this big cavern, but there's no light that comes into it really at all. Maybe there's a couple of spots that I'm unfamiliar with where you can see what's going on outside, but it is not a good stadium.
No, I haven't been there yet. I went to the old one. I liked the old one.
The old one was good because it looked kind of cool, but if you're going to a game that's outdoors in the Texas heat, you're going to have a horrible time.
Yeah.
And I know Dallas isn't Houston, but still, at the same time, that place looked like there was no air circulation at all. It was just a big old bowl that was getting cooked in the sun every night.
Yeah, you're cooking in July in that stadium. So I get why. You know, and they're smart to move indoors. What are your guys' favorite moments? 713-780-3776. Best, worst moments from last year between the Astros and the Rangers. We'll be taking those throughout the show. There's so many. I mean, even though it didn't really work out in your favor, I just love that it means something now. There's juice to this rivalry. We talked about this the other day, but you know, when they hit Garcia and you know Bray, yes, he got suspended for the first 2 games of the season this year, which was totally unjustified because Garcia threw a temper tantrum.
I thought this was America.
And yes.
Yeah, I don't know if it is anymore.
I don't know if it is either.
Brian and Bray getting suspended.
It's a joke. The worst Astros Ranger moment was Valdez's meltdown, which I believe was the real start of his mental breakdown.
Yeah. Oh man, which Fromber slow start in that series?
Yeah,
the one that is my least favorite memory was I got to Minute Maid Park late because I took a nap, and of course the Astros have to play these games starting at 4:00. So I'm a little bit late, and the Minute Maid parking lot is overcrowded, and I'm listening to Fromber Valdez get shelled while I'm trying to find a parking spot in the parking lot. So ultimately, my car, which was like 2 months old at the time, I park it in a spot that the person that was working the parking lot told me to park in. And obviously the Astros lose. I'm one of the last people to leave, and I see my car, which multiple people have thrown drinks at, and somebody obviously scratched like the side of the back of the car.
Wait. This is a separate incident?
No, this is the same one.
Oh,
This is the same one. Like someone like went to town on my car, clearly angrily, and took off and ran.
I thought for a second you meant
and it was because of Fromber.
Your car got hit, and then there was also this incident.
No, this all happened the same moment, right? Okay. Yeah, there was a cup, a spilled soda cup on top of the car. There was like drink all over it, and I was like, I just got this car.
So really, the real issue is
Fromber Valdez.
It's Fromber.
If the Astros hadn't lost that game, I feel like no one would have assaulted my car.
It would be so funny for you if you wanted to never get credentialed again for an Astros game, you just go up to Fromber and say, "Hey, Fromber, last year you had a mental breakdown and you really sucked in a game, and my car got punished. Cost me $10,000.
I would say the email exchange that I had where they tried to tell me that based off of the media policy, if I even die at Minute Maid Park, they would not be held accountable for it. And where I said, like, wait, that seems like it's kind of unrealistic. That also could be a reason why maybe I didn't get into opening day.
You never know.
You never know.
You never know.
You never know.
So let's. What are the things you hate the most about the Rangers? Not just now.
Well, I think that any team that claims an entire state, you better be in a small state. The Florida Marlins.
I have a question. Do the Texans technically do that?
Yes, but at least they're the Houston Texans.
Yes, they're okay.
Where the Rangers are the Texas Rangers, and I know that there's some back and forth, I think, between the Astros and Rangers that actually led to that. I don't know the backstory off the top of my head. I think you could make the argument that the Astros were kind of being douche nozzles to the Rangers, which is why this went down the way that it did. But we used to have the Texas Rangers. We used to have the Florida Marlins. Mm-hmm. We used to have the California Angels. We still have the Golden State Warriors. And when you're in Florida or Texas or California, three of the most populated states in the United States of America, and you are claiming that you are the team for an entire state, right from the get-go, I think you're a bit of an egomaniac.
Yeah, I think that's a good call. They are. Where to start with the Rangers? I mean... They talk about Rangers fans are my favorite in a way because of the way that they boo and hate the Astros. I love hypocrites.
Why are they hypocrites?
Well, because when you look back to the late 90s, early 2000s, the steroid era was only a tiny little bit prevalent within the Rangers organization. You know, I know he's in the Hall of Fame, but Pudge Rodriguez.
Ivan Rodriguez, you mean?
Ivan Rodriguez. Rafael Palmeiro.
Ooh.
Alex Rodriguez.
Yeah.
There's only a handful of guys, I would say, that have been popped for steroids, but the Rangers are very prevalent of the steroid stuff. So I do not enjoy.
Some would suggest they still are. I would never, though, because I'm a journalist.
I would. Joe George said it, not Paul, just in case you want to sue us, Adolis. It was me. Come at me. Don't got a lot to sue for, so good luck.
I don't know if he'd sue you as much as he tried to strangle you based off of his reaction against Brian Abreu
I don't know
and
if
against Phil Maton.
His arms, like if I just like...
I want to hear this. No, keep going. Explain the physics of this.
If I just like stand like 3 rows above him, I don't know if he can reach me.
If you have the high ground.
If I have the high ground.
Okay, well, it did work out for Obi-Wan against Anakin, and Obi-Wan was a inferior Jedi to Anakin.
By a lot.
Yeah.
By quite a bit.
Yeah.
So I'm Obi-Wan. He's Anakin.
Okay.
His little roidy arms.
He's not a Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Yeah, but he looks like he can't lift his shoulders above his neck.
Well, I feel like...
So if I just have the high ground, I think I'm okay.
I feel like
he can get to me.
Having seen him swing a baseball bat, I'm going to respectfully disagree.
No, because it's his... No, that's in front of his body. That's what I'm saying. If I have the high ground and if his arms have to go up at all, he can't do it. Mm-hmm. So I feel okay. Not really. He would eat me.
I hope he wouldn't eat you.
3300 says, what about the New England Patriots?
Yeah, but there's literally nothing around Boston.
Yeah, it's a small state too, dude.
I mean, Massachusetts, I think, is only 7 million people, and yeah, there's literally nothing in Maine or in Vermont or in New Hampshire or in Rhode Island. Well, there's a little bit in Rhode Island and a little bit in Connecticut.
Yeah, but there's no teams there also.
It's one of those weird things too, where they were just such a bad organization where they couldn't figure out how to get a team in Boston. So they, instead of going about it in a proper way, they decided we're going to call ourselves the New England Patriots. I've always found it a little bit bizarre. But other reasons to hate the Texas Rangers. Mm-hmm. Okay, Rougned Odor.
Yep.
No, I'm not talking about him punching. I'm not talking about the one who was all punchy in the major leagues. I'm talking about the minor league Rougned Odor, because there's lots of Rougned Odors. There's at least 3, I think. He just names all of his kids Rougned. And got to say, that is quite an incident of hazing that the Texas Rangers minor league system has on its history books.
Yeah, their celebration's also weird.
What's their celebration?
They grab junk.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's what I was talking about with Rougned Odor. Gotcha. Drug addicts. Ron Washington, drug addict. Mm-hmm. Former manager of the Texas Rangers, got him to the World Series. Josh Hamilton, drug addict.
True.
And I mean, I know we're supposed to not shame drug addicts, but
Eh.
I don't think we're supposed to lionize them either.
I mean, if you happen to be a Texans, Astros, Rangers, or Texans, Astros, or Rockets fan, we don't shame you. But if you're a Rangers fan, shamed.
They held Nolan Ryan back.
They did.
I mean, Nolan Ryan, you know, he pitched for the Texas Rangers for a while, but, you know, much like Mike Trout and much like some other players who have been stuck on horrible teams, Ken Griffey Jr. when he was with the Mariners, I mean, he was there from 89 to 93, where the World Series.
They're also just the most annoying fans, I think, that we have. And
I don't think they're that annoying because I don't think they exist. I don't think there's that many Rangers fans until literally the past calendar year. So I haven't really been able to count many bad experiences with them other than Tab calling in and the people that were in my mentions on TikTok when the Rangers started winning games.
I hate to pick on a kid here, but there is that infamous video that's gone around so many times of the kid in the Rangers t-shirt and from 3 or 4 years ago. And then Altuve did something, or the Astros won the game, and he took it off, and he had an Astros t-shirt underneath. That's not okay. That's bad parenting, is what that is.
No, it's just bandwagoning. He followed the strong. I have no issue with that. He joined the right side.
You can't.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. If the team wins, you join the Conquerors. You know what would happen?
No,
if
you can't. No.
Well, okay.
No. Clint Starner and Sean Salisbury, Sean, I love you, are very, very wrong in the idea that you could support the Rangers last year in the World Series.
Oh, okay. So wait, hang on. You're saying he wore an Astros jersey and put on a Rangers jersey?
It was flipped. It was Rangers and then he put on Astros.
No. It's good if it was Rangers and then Astros.
Don't want you.
Yes, you should want them.
Sorry.
Convert them.
Why?
Because they're following the strong.
They don't even know what city they live in.
So they're rooting for the Astros at the end of the day. I don't care. I welcome everybody on my bandwagon.
I don't.
Everybody deserves a chance to convert. Everybody. But you just have to convert to the right religion.
But you have to stay. Because to your point...
Well, I'm assuming he's going to stay.
No, they probably all went back.
But you don't know that.
I would assume that the ones who converted from Rangers to Astros fandom have now go back to Rangers.
I don't know about that.
We'll see how the 4-game series goes, but...
I don't know about that.
5315. I don't know how we haven't mentioned this one yet, because this one should be number one on the list.
Mm-hmm.
The Rangers not letting the Astros use their stadium after Houston got flooded from Harvey in 2017.
That wasn't good.
That is like the epitome of scumbag organization.
They're just trying to keep the rivalry hot.
Like that's such a scummy.
That's the most the Rangers could do at that point, though, because the Rangers were starting their decline, and from the early 2010s, and the Astros were beginning their ascension. That was the only way that they could beat the Astros off the diamond. By not being cool.
Now, Sean, you might be too young for this. Is that what happened in 2008 during, I think that would have been Ike, when the Cubs played the Astros in Milwaukee?
Yeah, that was in 2009.
Was that also because the Rangers wouldn't let them use the stadium?
I don't.
Okay.
I don't know.
I just wasn't sure if that was the same situation.
I know that they had to play it in Milwaukee, and Carlos Zambrano threw a no-hitter.
Oh, yeah, he did.
Because it was a home game.
I just remember that they did do that. 330, we should have all seen fans wearing Texas Rangers gear back in 2011 here in Houston. Yeah, I don't think you're allowed to do that. You can't. Cowboys fans, we don't want you on the Texans bandwagon.
I do. I welcome all of them.
I don't want those people.
Why? Because those people, they've seen the light.
No, but the thing is that they're going to go back.
You don't know that.
They're going to go back.
You have in your mind this inferiority complex that they're going to leave you.
No.
Yes, you do, clearly. If they come and join you, they can stay.
I just
stay as long as you want. We love you.
I see trash, I look at trash, and Dallas is trash. / Arlington trash. So we don't want you on the bandwagon.
I do, Joe, what he is saying, I do not endorse any of that. Absolutely not. You can join and stay. And we welcome all who convert to the true religion, and that is the Houston Astros, who will do whatever it takes to win. Will the Rangers steal signs? No. Astros, they do. Some people needed to see that the Astros are willing to go above and beyond the rules to make people happy. And that's what you want in a significant other. That's what you want in a team.
Sean, you have to break the tie.
What?
Do we want Rangers fans? Do we want Cowboys fans on the bandwagon when their teams are not good? Break the tie.
I mean, the real answer is I don't care. But I'll go with no. Get them on. Because I know they're, like Joe said, like what Rangers fans do you think hopped on the Astros bandwagon and then didn't immediately hop off when the Rangers actually beat the Astros in the ALCS last year?
That's the problem.
Like if you're gonna change your jerseys during like a April game against these two teams, like I'm gonna guess that they're also gonna buy the Rangers World Series merch after they win.
I don't get why you're so upset about that one moment. That person probably knew that there was a camera that was on him and was waiting the entire game just to do that to go viral.
It speaks to a larger issue.
Yes.
It speaks to a larger issue of Rangers fans being MIA for what, since 2012?
Yeah.
Well,
and then all of a sudden coming back.
Hang on. I mean, were we not here MIA from 2011 through 2015?
No.
Yeah.
Yes, they were all MIA. They were all MIA. The Astros were one of the ugliest teams to watch. They had those brick red uniforms. Carlos Lee's large self chugging along from trying to get to first base on what should have been a double. This was an absolute garbage organization over a stretch of time, to the point where I totally get where people would have checked.
They didn't come back and then immediately be like, "Oh, those Rangers."
Yeah.
They immediately just shot past the Rangers and were headed for Yankees-Dodgers land.
But at the absolute rock bottom of when the Astros were bad, the Rangers were at their best. So, I mean, who's to say that wasn't happening here?
It wasn't.
Yeah, I
was policing it.
Sure, I'm sure you were.
Sean was in charge.
I'm sure Mr. Baseball himself. Sean
in 2011 when I was 15 years old.
Sean was 15 years old on Facebook message groups, just being like, "Don't root for the Rangers, guys.
Emptying people's houses.
It's gonna get better."
Hey, trust me, you don't want to live the Nelson Cruz life.
5066. I am from the 409, an all-around Houston fan. I live in Fort Worth now, and I stand with Joe on this. We don't want these people. Yeah. We don't want those people.
I'm not a fancist, and I will welcome anybody. Sorry, I'm like white Martin Luther King Jr. I see the good in everybody.
Paul sees the good in everybody.
I have a dream, and that dream is that people who live in South Oklahoma can root for people in Houston. It does not go the other way, but I have a dream.
I think that's where we run into the issue, is that what if the Texans stink or the Astros start stinking and everyone just flocks to the Rangers and Cowboys?
Well, now we know on ownership.
We know Texans fans do that with the Cowboys, so that we can verify. I don't know if it happens in baseball as